Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Darrell Addison. I'm the founder and inventor of a growing concept called Torpedopot. See that knob on that planter? All you do is put your seeds in the planter, put your plants in the planter. You turn that knob, hook up a little hose in the back, and it grows your food for you. You never water your plants. You never feed your plants. You only supplement. And currently right now, we're providing the supplement. We've been able to grow in 20 feet, 2,000 banana peppers. And 10 feet, 158 plants. At 10 feet, we can grow close to 3,000 cayenne peppers. We grew, in the background here, about 1,500 tomatoes. And using the same soil, we grew 15,000 pea pods. Today, we're about to grow some beans, and we want to harvest the beans. So I'm coming out today to harvest the beans so you can see exactly what's going on. These are provider beans. Let me cut one off for you so you can take a look at it. With Torpedopot, all you do is put your seeds in that planter, and it grows everything that you could ever imagine. These beans that I'm putting right now, they're crisp. Oh, it's sweet. I like it. They're ready to be eaten. So I'm coming out today and harvest my beans. These are provider beans. Let me give you a little hint about the beans. When you grow your beans, when you see them start to get a little lumpy on the side like that, you want to catch them before that, okay? You can actually harvest them nice and fresh. And you can store them for use, or use them directly. So I don't need to tell you, I'm going to have some really great beans today. I normally put them in some oil, with some garlic and some other sauces, put it in my jet air, and I cook them perfectly. This is real food, guys. Torpedopot grows real food. Again, you're looking at what? 2,000 peppers growing in 20 feet, 158 plants growing in 10 feet, 15,000 pea pods, 1,500 tomatoes, and now we're about to pick some provider beans. And I want you to see what's going on so you can make a determination if Torpedopot is for you. I love my food. I love my food. Why do I love my food? Well, how much would you pay for better than organic? See, Torpedopot doesn't believe in organic. We respect the direction of setting up organic, but we have a better concept. We use the word biotic. Torpedopot uses the microbes in the soil to grow your food. So all I do is crack this pepper open. Let the seeds fall out. Hear that noise? That's the sound of real food. Put the seeds in the planter, and I have next food to grow my season. In other words, you see what I just did? I will never run out of food. Because I can just take a handful of these peppers and regrow them over and over and over again. That's the beauty of Torpedopot. In other words, you have a system that can grow your food, not like the ones in the ground where you rot, part of your crop falls away. You have to supplement it, you have to supplement the soil, you have to turn it over, you have to till it. You simply put your soil in this planter, put your seeds in this planter, and it'll grow everything that you could ever imagine. So let's go out now and pick some provider beans. Look at the amount of seeds that we have in here. Isn't that amazing? When I say Torpedopot grows your food, believe me, Torpedopot is the best growing solution you and I have ever seen before in our life. It is truly fantastic growing system. So, I want to make sure this camera is right. Bear with me for 1 minute. So we make sure it's nice and clean. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go back here and I'm going to grab me some beans. And we're going to bring it back. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4 planters. Normally in our tall Torpedopots, we grow about 4 pounds of beans in 20 inches. 4 pounds of beans in 20 inches. I don't know what we are going to grow here because remember, these are in a shaded area. And I planted them because I wanted beans. I love string beans. I love beans, period. And so I want to have them as part of my food program. All I do is throw my seeds in there and it grows them for me. I don't have to worry about it. Let's go harvest some. You ready? Okay. Let's carry one of these. All right. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to take them out because I want to put a new crop in. So I'm just going to pull them right out, bring them to the table, you take a look at them, and we'll be the judge. How about that? Guys, these are torpedopots. These are self-growing planters. And all you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and it grows your beans for you. You never water, you never feed. All you do is supplement, and you'll have food for the rest of your life. There are more flowers coming on these beans, but I'm not too much concerned about them. I want to get some new food in here. And I want something to go through the winter time. So I'm going to put in some radish. That's why I'm not too worried about taking these beans out. The reason why I like torpedopot is because not only are you growing beans, but you have enough foliage to feed your animals. And this is organic, healthy foliage. Notice how you don't see any blemishes on these beans. Not one. Well, because they're growing in a torpedopot. We know how to grow your food. I want you to pay attention. It's taking me more time to harvest my food than it takes me to grow my food. Growing my food takes a matter of 1 hour, 5 minutes. All I do is throw my seeds in the planter, cover it with soil, and it's over with. But harvesting takes a long time. With you, it's totally different. Growing your food takes you a very, very, very long time. And you got to be out there to oversee it. I don't have that problem. I have to oversee anything. I think we're almost ready to get some more. Let's get some more. All right, let's separate this and make sure we haven't left anything out. Okay. I'm going to take this and put it aside. Is that okay? I can put it aside so you can see it. Let's put it right here. Well, you can't see it, but I'm going to put it right here. Just in case I miss anything, I can go back and grab it and pull it out. All right, let's get some more. For those who don't know, guys, these are torpedopots. These are self-growing planters. And what they're doing is that they're growing my beans. I'm harvesting them now. See, all I did was take my seeds and put them in that planter. And they grow an abundant amount of food for me. I don't have to worry about food ever again in my life. The record we have for the beans is that we get about 500 snow peas in these planters behind me in just 24 inches. 500 snow peas. Dude, that was a record crop. Definitely a record crop. Look at this. If I don't pick them, guys, Torpedopot grows your food. This is a growing chamber. It's a biotic growing chamber. And what it does is that, well, it creates an atmosphere, an environment in this planter that allows microbes to do what? Grow your food. And it grows a lot of it. We grew 2,000 peppers. We grew 150 eggplants in 10 feet. 2,000 peppers in 20 feet. It grows by itself. The cayenne pepper, we can do 3,000 peppers in 20 feet. We can grow anything we want. 15,000 pea pods, 1,500 tomatoes. It grows and grows and grows. You're growing collards behind me right now. I don't know if you can see them. The collard greens are growing. Dude, it's the world's first self-growing planter. I love my Torpedopot. I love my Torpedopot. It keeps hunger from my house. Nobody goes hungry in my house as long as I have Torpedopot. I know how to use the tools to grow my food. This is a weapon for staving off any type of hunger. Are people putting you in a situation where you have to do things you don't want to do? Get your food straight. Learn to appreciate your food. This is so, oh my gosh, I love my food. That's beautiful, guys. That's so beautiful. The beans, they hide so much because they blend in with the color of the plant, so it's hard to see. And the last thing you want to do is throw something out after you've taken the time out to grow it. All right, I think I about got enough of that. It's not done. I think so. Okay, let's get some more. Man, I love my food. Well, I'm going to eat good tonight. I can tell you that. Oh, look at this. How long that vine is, dude. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, it's still growing. Sorry, but I have to take it off now because I want to get my next crop in. So this is what's growing at 24 inches. Oh my gosh, it still has a lot of flowers on it. Unbelievable. Okay. I can't believe it. And I hate to call it quits because there's so much more growth on this plant. But yet I have to stop. Guys, these are torpedopots. They grow your food for you with no human intervention. When I put my seeds and my plants in that planter, it has the potential to grow so much food. I control the environment that my food is in. I determine what I want to eat and how I want to eat it. And so can you. So I'm gonna run to get my scale. Is that okay? I want to see what this one planter did for me. Okay, let's see how much we got here. Put it in a plastic bag. Let's see what we can do with that. This is from one 24-inch planter, okay? Okay. I'm going to tear it. Now let's weigh it. 2 pounds, 14 ounces from a 24-inch area of growing of beans. 2 pounds, 14 ounces, okay? Now remember now, these are provider beans. I never water, I never feed the plants. All I do is supplement. It grows all by itself, and I want you to see something. You don't see any blemishes on any of these beans. There's nothing wrong with any of these beans. Not one blemish. Not one problem at all with these beans. Just take a look at them closely. These are perfect beans. Guys, my Torpedopot, that self-growing plant that you're looking at right now, look what it did. It grew my food with no human intervention. See, we randomly just picked all this together. Did you see any blemishes on this food? No, not one. They're perfect beans and they're ready to eat. Torpedopot grows your food with no human intervention. All you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and you will have food for the rest of your life. So, I expect now, let's do about 12 pounds of beans. Let's say we go ahead and pick the rest of them. Let's do that, okay? All right, let's go do it. I love my Torpedopot. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. That is so beautiful, guys. So, so beautiful. I love my food. All natural, all pure organic. This is amazing. Nothing grows your food like a Torpedopot. Nothing. I can't wait to give these a try. Oh my gosh, I love these beans. They look so good. You probably see some more than I am. But that's okay. Guys, these are torpedopots. These are self-growing planters. I have enough food to last me all year round. You're looking at about, and behind me, in front of me, about 100 torpedopots. They're running off of one spigot coming from my house. One spigot is watering over 100 planters. One planter can do 100 banana peppers. One planter can do 30 eggplants. One planter can do 300 cayenne peppers. One planter can do 3 pounds to 4, we do from 3 to 5 pounds of beans. And they're growing in the shade back there. Torpedopot is the world's first self-growing planter that develops a biotic environment inside this planter and ensures that you have food for the rest of your life. I want you to pay attention. There's nothing else that you can buy that will produce this amount of food. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go one bold step further. I want you to take a look at every gardening show you've looked at before in your life. Every gardening show. Have you ever seen them give you a display of food like this before? Have you ever seen it? If the answer is no, then you need to check out what you're doing. Because what you're doing is throwing money to the wind. It is not coming back. Watch this. I have my torpedopot. Hear the sound of this fresh food? That's fresh food. You know what I do? Take the seeds and put it into my torpedopot to grow my next season. And guess what? Once it grows my next season, I'll never have to go to the store again in my life. Torpedopot is the world's first self-growing gardening system that grows your food with no human intervention. You will never have a problem with food again in your life. Trust Torpedopot, it'll get you there. Like I said, take a look around. Every gardening show you see, do you see them? Now, this is not even 150. We get 158 plants guaranteed every year. Why? Because Torpedopot eliminates all the complications there is to gardening. Look at all the variables you have in your gardening. From your soil, sunlight, the rain, the soil, microbes in your soil, fertilizers, the growing environment you have is not sustainable. There's a lot of things that are wrong with your environment. You got to build bulwarks and underground water systems, tilling it, shoveling it, plowing it. You know, all of that is wrong. Listen, it doesn't take tools to grow food. You don't, listen, this is fresh food. You don't need tools to grow food. Food grows by itself. Your children grows by themselves. You grew by yourself. No one has a patent for growing food. It's a microbial process that's built into that genetic inheritance that causes your food to take off. And that's what Torpedopot does. It takes advantage of all of that life and turns it into something absolutely wonderful. Sweet. I love the taste of fresh, natural food. It's called Torpedopot. You put your seeds in that planter, put your plants in that planter, and you'll have food for the rest of your life. Next growing season. Already there. Let's get some more. You ready? Come on. I can taste the hotness of that pepper on my hand when I touch the string beans. Woo! The spiciness is actually there. Again, pay attention. You don't see any blemishes on any of this food. No blemishes at all. That's how your food should look like. If you're finding out that you have a lot of problems with your food, check two things out. Check out the seed quality, number one, because there's a lot of hybrid seeds that do not produce, they do not perform. Second thing is that make sure you're not using fertilizers in your food. Fertilizers compromise the molecular structure of your food and cause it to decay or behave differently than you would normally get. Torpedopot changes that. This is an organic growing system. If you want to use fertilizers, you go right ahead and do it. But you don't need to. You can produce more food organically than anything else in the world. All we do is supplement with organic supplements. We do not do anything else. We've only supplemented with these peas, maybe about twice so far this year, We produce a lot of nitrogen, but we want fruiting. And that's what we push the supplements for, to build up the microbial content in the soil and to help us produce the fruiting that we're looking for. Wow, I love this. This is the way I want to live. I don't have to rely on my supermarket for food. I have all my food here. I can go completely off the grid if I wanted to. Nobody would know where I'm at. But I can grow any variety of food that I want. When I want to, how I want to, where I want to. Well, that pepper's spicy. Woo! I can't wait to taste these when I get them in the house. Cook them down, get some really good food. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. I like to taste my food. I like the taste of my food, and I like to taste it. To understand the conditions in which I grow my food and how to improve those conditions. When should I harvest and when should I not harvest? I think I'm gonna take a break after this. So in a sunny area, you should be able to get between 3 to 5 pounds of beans. 3 to 5 pounds of beans, easily. It's amazing. I love this. Woo, guys, there's a lot. Guys, these are torpedo pots. These are self-growing planters. And what they do is they grow your food with no human intervention. Now, I'm growing all this food, and it's doing a fantastic job. But you know the great thing about this? And this is the foliage that comes from these beans. You know what all this is? Torpedo pot is the world's first self-growing planting system. Well, all you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and look what it grows. It grows your food with no human intervention. You'll always have healthy, clean food for the rest of your life. You know what's the success of Torpedo pot? It's the greatest carbon sequestration project. In other words, you see this green foliage and these beans that are growing? Well, they come from human waste. When you breathe, when you shed, when you go to the bathroom, all of that carbon is released, part of your body. Part of you is released in the air, in the soil, in the water. Plants use that to develop and grow. They need you. You're a dependent part of their resource when it comes to food. They need you. Without you, they can't do what they do. But remember this, when you put your seeds in that plants in that planter, it's designed to grow your food. It calls you to grow like you've never seen before. And that's why we get an abundant amount of food. Torpedo pot has been designed to pull carbon out of the air, to pull carbon out of your environment, to grow healthy, natural food. And it does it in such a way that you don't even know it's there. It pulls it out of the polluted rivers, pulls it out of the polluted streams and lakes. It pulls it out of the polluted soil. It pulls the carbon out of the polluted air. And it uses it and brings it in and turns it into food for you to eat. That's what Torpedo pot is. It's the world's first self-growing planting system that grows your food with no human intervention. Now, all of this, the soil that's in those torpedo pots, well, we use that soil over and over and over again. The soil never goes bad in your torpedo pot. Your soil can be used indefinitely. Because all of this doesn't come from the soil. The nutrients that the plant gets comes from the soil. But you know where this comes from? This comes from you. You. That's why in those urban areas, we can grow an extreme amount of food. Put torpedo pots in your urban areas to clean your air, to clean your environment. When we set them inside the house, it purifies and cleans the air because it's rapidly creating decomposition so the plant can get that food and make it readily available so that it can grow. Torpedo pot is the wonder of the world, and I love this. So not only can it produce 3 to 5 to 6 pounds of beans in just 24 inches, well, look at the foliage it produces for the animals. They want to eat too. Nothing you get that is grown naturally from your torpedo pot goes to waste. You will have food for the rest of your life. Trust Torpedopot, it'll get you there. And all of that carbon, when it comes out and produces this bean, which you can eat and enjoy, well, guess what? The seeds from this will produce this over and over and over again. You'll never ever have to purchase another seed. Follow our directions and you'll have food for the rest of your life. I love my food. I love my food. It's the healthiest thing you can have. My rabbits love my plants. My goats love my plants. This is the perfect ecosystem to grow food over and over and over again and never have it go to waste. Everything you use. Notice, when you're growing your food in a torpedo pot, when you put your seeds in that planter and it grows for you, there's no plastic waste. These planters right here, they're plastic, partially plastic, but they've been designed to last you up to 15, 20 years. All you do is you place the feeding stick inside the planter and it'll grow forever. Which means that this is purely sustainable. Purely sustainable. Purely sustainable. The planters that you have in your environment right now, you got millions of them growing. None of them can grow food. They're not designed to grow food. They're designed to be cheap so that you can put things inside of them. Not designed to grow your food. I love this because these beans, well, they produce a lot of nitrogen. So there's natural fertilization for my next crop. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Which means that I don't need much supplements at all. Once that microbial environment is kicked off in your torpedo pot, you don't need to add a lot of stuff to it. Because the living organisms, now that they're alive and they're working, they do the job. You just supplement as needed. We do it once a week. For the beans, only twice in its life cycle. Only twice. We don't need to do much. Well, I'll say about 3 times in its life cycle. We don't have to do much of anything else. Remember I told you it'll take more time to harvest your food than it takes to plant your food? Believe me, that's true. That's Torpedopot. Planting my food is like a 5-minute ordeal. I just walk up to the planter and throw my seeds in. Harvesting, that's going to take a little bit of time. But I want harvesting to take much time because that means the amount of food I get is going to be a lot. A lot of healthy, nutritious food is going to be a lot. So, someone wanted to come, because we grew a total of 50 pounds of peppers. And someone wanted to purchase the peppers and everything else. And I encourage you to get a torpedo pot so you can go into that business. Because there's a lot of people out there who need food. And I think that you'll be a great source to make that happen. I can't wait to get them in and cook them. Oh my gosh, I'm going to love this so much. Again, I want you to pay very attention. There's no blemishes on any of these beans. Not one. How's that possible? Only because of torpedo pot. Yours are totally different. Yours has got problems. Use fertilizers, you compromise the integrity of it. You compromise the nutrition of your beans. I don't have that problem. All I do is put my seeds in my planter and I literally just walk away. I supplement it as needed and that's it. My food is always good. My food is clean and healthy. Okay, let's get some more. Whew, man, I love my job. My job is to ensure that you have a healthy, guaranteed growing solution that takes care of you and your family. That's my job. Wow, I'm gonna have a great harvest, dude. This is gonna be a really fantastic harvest. Fantastic harvest. I'm gonna love this. It's gonna be good. Got lost in the sauce there. Whew. One last planter, guys. That should take us out. Almost done. Whew, man, it's a lot of food. Man, I think this should be the last one. Well, maybe two. Okay, let's get some more and put them in here. Excuse me. Beans are good. All right. Excuse me. All right, one more. Man, this is a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's an awful lot. I can't wait to cook this in. Butter this bad boy down. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. I normally just throw them in a jet air, like I said, I oiled them up. And they taste so good when I oil them up. All right. Close. This is the last one. Let's get this done. Okay. I think I'm going to call it quits right about now. All right. Woo! I can tell you that's a lot. Oh my goodness. I think it took over an hour. I don't know how long it took. Guys, welcome to my world. This is my Torpedopot. It grows my food for me. I never have to grow my food again. All I do is put my seeds and my plants in this planter. I never water, I never feed, and it'll grow me hundreds of pounds of food with no human intervention. Now, what's so good about this, the blemishes are so few and far between, but the healthiness that you see in this is so pure and so consistent. You can grow an unlimited amount of food using Torpedopot. Torpedopot has been designed to grow your food. I can't tell you how beautiful this is. Let's go through this again so that we'll all have a good idea what's going on here. I grew 50 pounds of banana peppers. No human intervention. Listen to this. Listen very closely. That's the sound of real food growing in a Torpedopot. You simply put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and it grows your food for you. The seeds that I got from this pepper right now, I put it in my Torpedopot, and it'll last me for over 1,000 years. String beans, at 24 inches, we can go from 3 to 5 pounds of beans. 3 to 5 pounds of beans in just 24 inches. Eggplants, and one planter, well, in this case, in 10 feet, we grew 150 eggplants. Behind me, we grew 15,000 pea pods. Snow peas. Behind me, we grew 1,500 tomatoes and many, 60 pounds of celery and so much more. Torpedopot is the world's first self-growing gardening system that grows your food hands down. You will never have a problem with food if you follow our directions. Get yourself a Torpedopot. Get yourself off the grid. Learn to grow your food. Learn to become one with your food. Be a part of what's going on here. Everyone needs healthy food. Become a grower. Find out how you can make a difference to yourself and your community, and learn to grow your food the correct way using Torpedopot. Well, these pods right here, hear that snap? Hear it again. Is that far away from each other? Once you hear that snap, that means they're ready to be picked. Oh, gosh, that's so good. All I did was put my seeds and my plants in that planter. Turn this knob on the front. I'm gonna put holes in the back. And all I do every day is come out, throw my seeds in, throw my plants in, and let it grow my food for me. Torpedopot is the world's first self-growing planter that grows your food organically with no human intervention. And you will have food for the rest of your life. Healthy, nutritious food. You will never do without it. Get a Torpedopot. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye. It was real good.